Let's see. What's going on? So yeah, uh, for whatever reason, that jack that my computer was programming, that my computer was plugged into, just didn't work. So yeah, it was already plugged in, but that jack went out, so I had to get another jack. The wall where you plug it into, that top plug was just dead. So I seen someone drop €10 on me right before or right after the screen went black and my computer went out, and so I just copy and pasted the question. I hope the young lady gets back in here so I can answer her question because she super chatted me at the moment my computer went out. And a lot of people are still. If y'all still have the window open to that other chat, let people know if they're still in there that they need to come over here if they want to finish this conversation. Okay. So in a couple of minutes, I'll try to answer the young lady's question. I'll try to answer the young lady's question who dropped the super chat. I think that might be her. I think I see who she might be. So anyway, before I was rudely interrupted by the battery dying, it told me I had 6% in 12 minutes, and it just cut me off. Someone said, I met a guy online. He sent me many long, interesting messages, but after I agreed to meet up, he stopped texting. I know he looks forward to seeing me, but the silence before our first date is strange. Um, I don't know what I don't know what RF means. Yeah, I think a lot of guys are trained in the alpha male community and the dating guru community. For men, they're taught to be pretty neglective of women before the date. They're taught to not make non-sexual connections. They're taught to not converse a lot with young women or women in general. I'm sorry. They're taught to be a mystery and then just go have a great time on the date and watch the woman try to bridge the gap. That's what they're taught in the pickup artist community. And so sometimes that's a red flag because a lot of men who are engaging in this pickup artistry stuff are also eating up a bunch of red pill content that's uh, anti equality, anti relationships, anti monogamy, anti respect for women. Um, they actually despise men who have respect for women. They despise men who engage in monogamy. There's this hatred of men who honor the masculine duties of a traditional man. And so a lot of times when you meet these guys who appear to be neglectful before a date, it's good for you to be aware of it and notice it and file it. You can assume that he's trying to give you pickup artistry crap, but it must be filed, and you must pay attention to how he either does or doesn't engage with you before and after a date. Usually, when a guy is neglectful before a date, it's because um, he's not sold on the value of getting to know you as a person until he meets you, which is okay. A guy shouldn't have to be sold on you in order to give you basic decency of maybe a phone conversation or even after dates, phone conversations, just getting to know you. A guy should want to be getting familiar with you, and if a guy doesn't have that curiosity to get familiar with you, then it's always a red flag. It means he's way too lackadaisical, and he may not place much value on dating. He's just doing it as a pastime, or he's doing it to be chased and to be sought after. Um, I think that when a guy is trying to figure out who a woman is genuinely, he genuinely will reach out and try to figure out who she is before a date. That way, you can have a better, more smooth date because you're more familiar with each other. Guys who are intentionally neglective before a date are usually operating from some place that they learned on male red pill YouTube, and it's not necessarily a good thing. It can't be assumed that that's what he's doing, but I always would, if I couldn't talk to a woman before a date, change the way I thought about her because I couldn't take her seriously until she was reachable, until she was available to get to know me. And in the same way, you can't take a guy serious who's neglected before a first date. unless he shows you with consistency that that was somehow a mistake or oversight or something else. But usually people finish how they start, and if a guy starts lackadaisical, that's generally how he finishes. I hope that answers your question. I hope you got back in here. We were up a few hundred, and now we're down to 79 because a lot of people are probably still in that other line. the alpha male men go the alpha male men go their own way, pick up, red pill, etc. So frustrating because you never know how deep a guy is into that. Yeah, but it's always a red flag if you meet a guy and if he's an avid Kevin Samuels fan or an avid alpha male strategies fan or one of those red pill guys. They're popping up left and right now because they realize they can get rich telling men that women are their problem. um, but if you meet a guy and he's an avid listener of those guys and he wants to engage in those types of debates with you, then you already picked the wrong person. You need to just chalk up your losses and move on. In general, people become what they ingest. You can't listen to politics without being consumed by politics. You can't even listen to the opposing party of politics in the absence of listening to your own without being indoctrinated with their politics. It's so easy to change the way a person thinks and approaches life with indoctrination through repeated and consistent introduction to certain ideals. And so the red pill anti-woman, he-man woman hater club community is just a bunch of guys who have now been indoctrinated with a certain disdain for women. And listen, a lot of it's warranted. Women are as shitty as men out here, and I know people hate to they hate to admit that. They're always confused by. I'm a dating coach, uh, and I can tell you, I meet as many shitty women as I've met shitty men. I just do. Women are out here cheating. Women are out here lying. Women are out here scheming the same way these men are. They just do it in such a way that they don't get caught a little as much, and they also are more plausibly deniable to the accusations and to the assumptions. Right? There's always an assumption of innocence because women appear to be, more soft and less harmless or more harmless than men, but they getting over it just like these guys are sometimes. And so these men, for good reasons and false reasons, have a disdain for women. Many of these men are the type of men that you are getting tired of getting stuck in a friend zone. Are nice guys who are doing everything that they believe is right, even though they're a little bit too much of a pushover. Some of them are good men who are being done wrong. Women are turning good, decent, well-meaning, loving men into red pill consumers. So this is also a thing that's happening. And so, yes, some guys are assholes and they have a disdain for women, and other women's or other men's disdain for women is well earned through their own experiences, just like some women who hate men because of what they've been through. So, it's a human condition. Humans are imperfect. Humans are flawed, and humans are mistreating each other. Um, and yeah, these red pill creators, whether it's alpha male strategies or Kevin Samuels, or just pick all of these different people. They do serve an audience of men who are hungry for that. What's interesting is that those men think that by watching a man who they believe to be alpha, or they can become that. And if you're not a leader, you won't be a leader just because you watched one. You're not an alpha male, as we understand it. You won't become that just watching a man's videos and kissing his ass and worshiping it, and what you believe to be an alpha male in front of you. You can't become Batman by watching Batman, and you don't become an alpha male by watching a bunch of red pill content. So, it's one of those things. What is a healthy man? A healthy man is a man who has the ability to be introspective, who can observe himself and the world, who thinks for himself and can think for others when necessary, who can be self led but also lead others, who lives for himself but also for the betterment of his family, his friends, his community, um, who takes on an idea that maybe the first rule of malehood, manhood, especially black malehood, is to do no harm. Right? Sometimes we can't save the world, we can't help everybody, but we should at least have a rule that we don't do any harm to our people. to black women, to other black men. And unfortunately enough, the do no harm model is what we often see as, that we've insulted so many men for believing that you don't need to harm to win, and I think a healthy man is a man who is in tune with his emotions, who can observe them, who can feel them, but who can also control the manifestations of those emotions in his behavior, who's not ruled by his dick, um, who has principles and is ruled by his principles. And so that's what I believe a healthy man is. He lacks a superiority complex. He sees the value in every human being that is valuable to someone. Uh, that's what I believe a man is, a healthy man. And I think that in many ways, a healthy woman is much the same. Um, why do men tell you what you want to hear, even if they know you won't sleep with them without a commitment? Because they think you're stupid. Most women will actually sleep with them without a commitment. Most women can only be told something so much before they're like desperate, and they're like, okay, well, I guess if it takes me sleeping with him to get to the next level, I'll do it. Most women will give the ass up. Just being honest. So they think you're stupid, and you can prove them right or wrong with your decision making at that point. Um, Somebody said, I don't know why. I don't know why some of these comments are blocked. I didn't block anybody's comments unless you said some stupid shit to me. I haven't blocked you unless you insulted me or my wife or called me a sexist in some video somewhere. You shouldn't be blocked. I don't know why YouTube is blocking so many of these comments. Somebody said my ex left me a few months back. His excuse was family stuff, but I think that's bullshit. Wish he would have told me the real reason. Yeah, most likely is bullshit. But I can be honest. The reason is a lot less important. Um, I think that what we would assume is the reason could be one of many things. The thing is this, though: what he wanted to happen happened. What he wanted to happen was a breakup. That happened. That's all the information you need, is that he didn't want it in the same way you wanted it. If you wreck your brain trying to figure out why, the reason, you'll worship him for months to come. You'll daydream about him, fantasize about him, and mourn him for months to come. Don't worry about why. Just accept that it is. And once we accept what is, we can decide what to do about what is. But as long as you wonder why, you're frozen in place. So why is the wrong question, right? How is a better question. How to move forward, how to create a new experience, how to avoid this, how to move on. That's a better question. Why it leaves you stuck? Why is it disempowering? Because why depends on the person who hurt you to tell you and you know validate you in a way that they were not willing to do, which is why they're left, why they're gone. Um, I hope that helps. Let me see. How do you shut off your emotions so you choose men based on logic before you emotionally connect? You have to betray your nature to choose men based on your nature to choose a man based on your crush, your chemistry, your sparks. Your fantasy is always going to be there, but you just need to choose a relationship skill set that you need to have a successful relationship and be well fed and satiated in your relationship. Too many of you don't know what you need in a relationship. You haven't looked at your intrinsic needs. You don't know how a man's behavior actually affects you. You don't know which behaviors empower you or disempower you. You just get with a guy if you feel something, you like him, and then you decide that you're going to go all the way with him, even if he doesn't have the skill set specifically for you. You grew up in an abusive household and you need a little bit more nurturing and a little bit more affection and a little bit more validation and reassurance because you've never had that. And it's something you've always chased, um, within the healthy bounds of it, right? We're not talking about unhealthy attachment styles here. We're just talking about your intrinsic needs based on who you are and what you were raised, uh, to be, and what nature provided you, right? Nature versus nurture. Half of what you are, which was nurtured into you, the other half is what you would have naturally been. It's your nature. But some of us have a nature that we need certain things. Some of us need more affection. Some of us need more space, right? Some of us need better communication. Some of us need less words and more feelings. Some of us need more less feelings and more action. We all need certain things and different skill sets from our partners. um, I was answering a question. I forgot. Okay. So you said how to shut off your emotions. You can't shut off your emotions, but you can completely ignore them. Or you can put them on a back burner and deal in logic first. And sometimes your logic will be confirmed by your emotions. They're not always going to be mutually exclusive or separate. But you have to make sure that you use logic as much as you use emotion. And it's about having balance going into a relationship. But I suppose it depends very much on you and how you specifically deal with men as you date them. You may need a consultation. I might need to talk to you specifically to give you a more specific answer. Uh, Somebody said good definition, Kev. Thank you. Yeah, I think it's a good definition. Uh, Somebody said red flag men will chase you down for years just to satisfy their ego. And when you finally give in and show them interest, they leave you and ghost you. Yeah, that happens. But that's why you have to figure out if you're being chased, um, or as I call, if you're being pursued or seduced. Too many women think they're being pursued when they're being seduced, um, and so that's a problem. And maybe I'll have to do another video on it. I did a video on it many years ago, maybe 3 years ago, not many, but a few years ago, maybe three. I'll try to find the video and re-upload it. If not, I'll have to redo the video. I don't remember what I said, but I know where I stand on the point, so I have to do it again. But some women they believe they're being pursued when they're really being seduced, and those are very different things and very different goals and intentions. And usually, when a woman's being seduced, she has questions like that, because when a woman's being pursued legitimately, men don't just walk away for no reason. Everyone can have a change of heart. It's everyone's prerogative. But very few times does a man actually have it if he was legitimately pursuing you. Only when seducing you and either has given up or gotten what he wanted, does he change course that quickly. Somebody said, can some men cheat on their wife or girlfriend physically and still love them? Yeah. Men, like we think, first of all, and love isn't enough. So let's just be very clear here. Just because somebody loves you doesn't mean their love is worthy of you. Doesn't mean their love is good enough, and doesn't mean their love means shit. You can love a dog. Like, what does that mean? Like, we love a lot of things. People love God, and they still betray Him in their actions. People will go to church, sing, praise, speak in tongues, come right home and start cussing folks out, being stingy, like being heathens from hell. And they sin against God, they sin against themselves. They love themselves from time to time and sin against themselves, violate themselves as people who drink and smoke and do drugs, and they want to live, but they don't know how to get over these vices that they have. One would assume that they don't love themselves, and while we say that a lot, most people love themselves enough, um, that it should be a struggle to betray themselves, and even then we betray ourselves. So when you start thinking about if a man can cheat on a woman and love her, yes, because a man can cheat against themselves. Sometimes people do shit that they don't want to do, that they will hope to. Hell, gluttons. You could be 400 pounds, love yourself, want to live, want to do better, and still overeat, right? And like, you want more for yourself, you hope for more for yourself, but you can still betray yourself. You can, and by that I mean betray your goals, to live longer, to be more healthy, to give yourself a fighting chance. People do things against themselves and against others, and sometimes it's not as malicious as much as it's just them being out of control. But I can tell you, don't date a man that's out of control. He can love you, he can not love you, but if he's not operating in a place that retains and uh, reinforces your empowerment, then it's not a good relationship. So it doesn't matter if he loves you. If he mistreats you, fuck him. And that's the difference. We're asking the wrong questions. Does he love me? I know he loves me because he says so, or because he does thus and so, but he also cheats. Well, that's great, but clearly love isn't enough, right? If your intrinsic need is monogamy, right, is a singular relationship between you and one person. If your intrinsic need is faithfulness and loyalty, then his love isn't enough. He doesn't have enough love to give. You need to go find somebody with the type of love that you require to give. Uh, go to the bottom. Talk to women who are single, no baby daddies, no kids, no drama, straight up and no mess. Honestly, single. Um, women. Well, I guess I don't know what I'm supposed to say to them. Many of my videos are for women who are honestly single. I try to give y'all good variety, but I don't know what people want sometimes, and I'm trying to find new questions to ask, new questions to ask that still feed everybody a little bit. um, it can be very difficult serving an audience of multiple types. I have people from 18 to hell 73 watching this channel, and everybody wants something a little bit different. Um, and so it can be a challenge as a YouTuber, just trying to make sure you feed your audience. I think I'm doing well enough, but I could always do better and increase my variety. The thing is, though, when I stay away from, or when I shy away from topics that I can't name, or I can't title a certain way, YouTube doesn't show people. So we start talking about, people want me to do different topics, or more vast topics, and while I would love that, I also need to make every video not only helpful for you but helpful for me. I need to get views, and unfortunately enough, if I do videos outside of the core 5 or 6 main topics on this channel, hell, they get a third or a fourth or a tenth of the views, which doesn't help my family at all. It's a lot of work putting videos up, and then nobody supports them. But if I was to get on video and tell a woman, "You are a 3 out of 10, ma'am. You're ugly and fat. You're going to die alone with 3 cats," I would go viral, and everybody will watch my videos, including the women that were hurt by them. So for me, I do have a lot of frustration around trying to provide quality content and watching women, the same women in my comment sections and the same women watching my channel, go over there to very abusive creators who don't care about women at all, who spend a lot of time telling men before and after they talk to women that women are their sole issue. Um, Somehow or another, that shit goes viral. Those people don't have a problem at all getting 1 million views in a week, and they're saying terrible, dastardly things. I'm actually trying to help women, and for whatever reason, I can't go. I've never gone viral. I've never had like one of those hit. Like, my videos take a year or 2 years to get to 1 million. The couple I have that are at 1 million, they've taken years. So it's just women love people, not women, but people love drama to such a degree that you are boring if you're just giving sound advice. And so I don't know how to operate in this type of climate. It makes me want to do other things or find another way to help that doesn't depend on the attention of the short attention spans. So it's just one of those things. Let me see. Yeah, people are entertained by assholes. Um, it's entertaining, but I'm just not willing to entertain people in that way. Um, Somebody said, "What is your advice on a long distance talking stage? How do you know if it's working or if you should let it go?" If you're growing, if you're not running out of things to talk about, obviously, if you're discovering new things, if you're having a deeper emotional connection in time, if the vulnerability in your conversations is growing and expanding, if the expectation for loyalty is rising, if the frequency or the depth of conversation is increasing, then it's working. But if you find yourself just texting each other, "What you doing? How was your day?" Basic pleasantries, then you've already fizzled out. You might as well cut your losses and wait to engage that person again when you have an opportunity to bridge the distance. Sometimes it's better to wait for your opportunity or to reset than to exhaust an opportunity and then lose our hope for the future. Um, Thank you, Tanya Grant. Appreciate you. She gave me a compliment as compared to some other creators. Um, Let me see. Yeah, somebody said, when it bleeds, it leads, Kev. Real content versus stupidity. I blame the Jerry Springer reality TV mode for this. Absolutely. That's exactly what this is, Cindy D. Like Jerry Springer has always been garbage TV, trash. There's no storyline. It's just drama. It's some goofy, stupid, ridiculous, over the top, dumb shit. And Jerry Springer is one of the longest running hit TV shows in the history of the world, simply because he kept it ridiculous every day. He wasn't helping people or giving people any sound advice like that. Jerry Springer never said any compelling thing at all. In fact, he made all of his money off of uh, the chant Jerry, Jerry, Jerry. Like that was it. And then the boxing ring sound before people started throwing blows. Like Jerry, with all his psychology doctorates, has never assumed the role of the wisdom in the room. Um, just a spectator with a microphone and a suit. And it's kind of the same in this red pill conversation, or some of the advice that we see from other YouTubers that are very popular because they bring the drama, but they don't really care about their audiences. And so they are like Jerry Springer. I mean, but Jerry Springer can be, but Jerry Springer is undefeated. Like he's the man. He had so many spin-offs. He had a movie even because his show was so over the top that they had to make a movie about it just so they can do more rated R stuff. And that's just kind of how people are. People like drama. People like the sensational. But I'm not here to sensationalize. I'm here to help those who can be helped, and I think that's just the difference. And so maybe my channel won't go viral, or I won't be as famous as some of these people, or won't be as rich. These people making. I think at this point, hell, them guys might be making 100 grand a month, uh, giving terrible advice and saying shit that you should never utter to anyone. And that's just the cost of, I suppose, morals and integrity and principle. Is that sometimes it doesn't lead to the riches that the lack of those things might. Um, Somebody said, "Thank you so much, Tanya Grant, for the $5 super chat. Love and respect." Somebody says, "What is your advice for getting involved with a man when you know there is an expiration date? Met in a foreign country, will be going back to our different homes. Is it worth getting to know each other?" Yeah, it can be. It can be. But you just have to keep that stuff in perspective. I think if the cultures and the religions and the beliefs are in line with each other and everything else is working out, then yeah, you can have yourself a long distance friend. And if there's chance for that distance um, to be shortened or alleviated in the future, then that's wonderful. But be very careful about dating people outside of your country, because there is the potential that somebody might just want entrance into your country, and not just in America. I've known people to do what they can to get citizenship in other countries as well, and not that you should be guarding the citizenry of your country. I don't give a damn about who gets a green card here in America, to be quite honest. But they do stick you with the financial responsibility and the legal responsibility, and so you don't want to be on the hook for someone who's a stranger. So if you're going to get to know someone in a foreign country, get to know them well before you start to stick your neck out and fill out $10,000 paperwork on visas and things of that nature, because it can come back to haunt you. I've known people personally who this has happened to. Amanda Garcia, thanks. She said, "Kev, your channel is a gem. I hope you receive all the guidance and support you need for your projects to grow. You answer questions I don't even know how to verbalize sometimes. I appreciate that." Yeah, I think that my mind just wanders, and it's impossible for me to think of things in as simple terms as they might be presented. I always I'm always somewhere in the forest with it, and that has helped me. It takes me longer to build my points. My videos are a little bit longer, and they require longer attention spans. But I think that in the long run, I've been able to help more people because of the depth of thought that I approach a lot of these subjects with. So I appreciate that. Thank you. I got 10 more minutes, and I'm gonna get off of here. We've been talking for 3 weeks. Why is he rushing me to be with him? Sometimes a man knows what he wants. Um, and rushing is a strong word. I would hope he's not rushing you, but um, he could just be eager. I don't know if your verbiage is correct, but to be eager, to be sure, to be definite isn't a bad thing. To rush can be. So I suppose it depends on which one of those truths are right. Um, if you've been talking for 3 weeks, he just knows what he wants, and if he wants you and he wants an official girlfriend, then that's he's just sure about it. And a lot of guys have dated enough women where they know if they want them or not. A lot of women that I talk to are been getting pressed into the couch cushions for 9 months, and the guy's still telling them he don't know what they want, and they still getting pressed into the couch cushions, which is fine if you don't want a relationship. But if you're looking for a relationship, that's not the way to get it. So, as much as it might be annoying to you, understand that in many ways somebody knowing what they want for you from you is a blessing, as compared to getting your time wasted and then wanting someone and them never knowing what they want back, or knowing they don't want you and not expressing it. So that's one of those things. Does a kiss on the forehead have meaning? Yeah, it can. It can be. It can mean an adore somebody adores you. It can mean somebody really cares about you and finds you innocent. It can be protective. Men kiss women on the forehead when they want to be protective. Um, it could also mean pity. Unfortunately, um, I might have given a pity forehead kiss before. I can't remember the full context. I just remember the feeling like, oh, I probably should kiss her on the forehead or something. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Usually, when you hurt somebody's feelings, there's this great deal of guilt or pity. So a forehead kiss, it depends very much. The meaning depends very much on the context in which it's received. Somebody said, "Kev, you have an old soul, and are wise beyond your years." I appreciate that, Lisa Cunningham. Um, I was like, as a kid, I had an old soul as a kid. I'm just being me, but for strangers. I've always been this. And in elementary school, I was the kid that my friends would call when there was an issue, when somebody needed advice, when somebody needed mediation. I was that kid. I've always been this person. Now I'm just doing it for strangers, which is great because I get paid to be me. And I think that is success to another level, not to get paid to do something that you would hope to do or learn to do, but to get paid for being who you are, like your human self. I think that's a high honor. So I'm very grateful that, as much as I'm not as famous as some of these other people who do this, or as rich or paid, I am getting paid to be me. And I'm proud of who I am. I'm proud of what that means because I'm proud of me. So it is an honor, and I really do appreciate it. Um, Somebody says, okay, if I've been married 16 years and with him for 20. I've given him 4 children, and we even have grandchildren. He cheated in January, and now everyone is telling me to save your marriage. I'm so upset. Um, you have to do what's right for you, not what's uh, in the acceptable opinion box of others. Um, in your years, if you've been with a man for 16 years, then you are probably in your mid 30s. Um, I would imagine uh, you've learned at this point that the opinions of other people are useless, and in fact the most worthless thing that you can be given in this world in many occasions is the opinions of someone else. I think the opinions of others have become a shackle to us. They become a chain. They become a prison to us. And to decide anything, or to, you know, to be controlled or ruled by other people's opinions, or your fear of other people's opinions, is the biggest mistake you can make. The easiest way to free yourself is to free yourself of other people's opinions. And from there, clarity comes. You can be clear, and you can be sure about who you are and what you're becoming, when you don't care about what spectators might think of it. So make your decision on your divorce for you. What do you want? But just be sure what you want before you do it. Kim Lewis, thank you so much for the for the $9.99 super chat, and a really cool dog that moves back and forth. I appreciate that. YouTube's getting creative with these badges. Let me see. Oh, somebody. So a lot of people said, somebody said 205 people watching, 82 likes, bug eyes or Google eyes or whatever. I guess like the video if you're watching. I don't know. I don't do all of that. Like, people be like, "Yo, like the video, hit the notification, share my." I don't know how to do all that. I'm not a great self promoter, which is probably one of my issues. But yeah, like the video if you're watching. That's cool. Somebody said cheaters lack integrity and character. They don't love or respect you. Not necessarily true, Miss Tenacious. They definitely lack integrity and character, but you can't say that a person doesn't love because they don't know how to love in a healthy way, or they don't love well, or they don't love in a way that is admirable or honorable. Again, people love themselves and they betray themselves. They do things that are bad for themselves. People love God and they still sin. Like people can love a thing, and it doesn't mean that they're equipped to love it. It just means that they do, right? And so love isn't perfect, but love isn't also enough. It's not an end all be all. You can give someone unfit love, and that's what that would be. That's unfit love, but it's still love. Um, just because you're not always doing the right things doesn't mean that that love can't exist. It just means that you're clearly not fit to love, or you're an unfit lover, or you're incapable at healthy love. But toxic love is sometimes love nonetheless. As much as we like to say that, well, that's not love and it's not love, people are flawed. And when we let people live in their human truth, it includes their propensity and capacity to love us despite their flaws, you know, in addition to their flaws. And so it's still love. It's just not desirable love and not healthy love. And it's love you should avoid at all costs. Nisha Irvin, love and respect. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. And the hippo making it rain in the club. Um, somebody said the other. Yeah, I guess likes, people really like to hit the like button. I don't know. I don't understand how that shit works. I used to thought I understood it, but YouTube has changed the algorithm so many times since I started that I don't even care about. Like, I just do my content, and if the shit works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I know somebody's gonna be helped by it. And every video I get somebody telling me that I'm either changing their life, or I'm helping them understand things, and they're making changes for themselves. And that's all I care about is, being paid for being me, and being me with integrity, being me with principle, and living the life, and using my voice in a way that, God's proud of. I'm not the most holy roly guy, but just because I'm not religious doesn't mean I operate outside of the awareness and the acknowledgement of God. I'm just not a holy roly. I'm not religious. There's too much white supremacy and lies and stolen identity in religion for me to deal with dealing inside the confines of religion. Um, but I love God, and I try to operate from a place that, honors him. And, I love all people. But the whitewashing of Christianity is problematic for me. And Cesare Borgia, uh, being the face of Jesus for all these centuries, is just, I'm mind boggled that Christians haven't asked more questions about. the origins of religion as we've come to know it. Anyway, I'm off topic. DW, love and respect. Coming for your mentorship guidance soon. My lifestyle is different and I need your advice. Okay. I deal with people with different lifestyles all the time. You guys wouldn't believe how many women, and I don't think you're about to say this, but you wouldn't believe how many call girls and women of the night actually elicit my services. I get to talk to very interesting people who you would believe I would never talk to these people. And we have amazing conversations and we build a great rapport and have a lot of respect. I'm not here to judge people. I'm here to offer you an opportunity to judge your experiences while you're having them to save yourself the toxicity. But I'm not here to judge you and your experiences and whatever you are or become. I'm just here to help you have a better life. So when you look back on your life, everything isn't dark. Everything isn't regretful. Somebody said, this is my first time catching you, Kevin. If this is your first time catching me, I guess this is a good enough representation, but most of the time I'm so much more energetic. I'm literally just in bed and my energy is like low. I'm just kind of calm tonight. I'm subdued. Most of the time I've had a little bit of caffeine and I'm talking a mile a minute because super chats are coming in and a million questions are being asked and my wife's moderating and she's sending me questions. And so most of the time my lives are very fast paced, but today we're just chilling. So that's what we're doing. Um, Somebody said, I have to post this again. Thank you, Kev. I found my fiance on a website you recommended on an old video about online dating, I believe. Well, I'm glad you found your fiance on an old video that I recommended. I don't even know what video that was. I've done a few contracts with a few dating companies. I only recommend the ones that I see some value in, depending on what they serve and who they serve. And I've attempted to give everybody, an opportunity to go in a unique and different direction through the dating apps that I've chosen, uh, or that I've mentioned based on the people's interests. But I'm glad you found your fiance. That's really nice to know that I was a part of that. I get that type of stuff a lot. Somebody said, I don't like when couples get on dating websites. Yeah, I don't either. That's ridiculous. Um, KH says, Kev Hick, I appreciative for your wisdom and knowledge. I appreciate you. Okay, one more time. I got 5 more minutes and I'm out of here. Somebody said, hey, Kev, how can I purchase mentorship with you? It depends on how you want that. I have a 3-month program, and then people who do just one session at a time. Here, I'll give you the link to my website. I'm going to type it in. I'm going to type it in right now, and that way you can just click on it, and you can get coach. You can get a coaching session. Let me make sure I spelled it correctly. I think I spelled it correctly. You can get a coaching session with me if you want to. Um, girltalkwithguys.com. If you go there, you can get a coaching session with me if you want to. You can get email advice if you want to, and or you can join the 3-month program. My 3-month program is $1,500. Okay, but that consists of unlimited texting and or voice notes, because some people like to talk and not text, but talk into their phone and send them that way. So my 3-month program is $1,500, but it's 3 months of unlimited texting for that whole 93 days, or unlimited voice notes, and it also consists of 6 calls that you can use at your convenience, and they're hour-long calls or video calls, whichever ones you prefer. So if you want mentorship like long term, it starts at $1,500 for 3 months at a time. That's how you can start a mentorship program with me. If you just want a phone call, then phone calls are 110, and you can book those at any point. And my calendar is available at girltalkwithguys.com. I just typed it into the comment section. I'm not sure if it's a live link, but if you just copy and paste girltalkwithguys.com into your browser, my website comes up and all my services are on there as well. Somebody said, Kev, advice on a situation where I met a man who doesn't want to do phone calls and video calls, but just wants to text me every single day. We exchange photos of each other. If you want to talk and he doesn't want to talk and he refuses to talk and he's refusing to feed you in the way that you need to be fed to grow closer to him, then he does not have what it takes. Okay, if he has an inability to compromise while he's getting to know you, then he doesn't have what it takes. Um, we got to stop trying to figure out how to squeeze water from a rock. When a person doesn't give you what you need to feel comfortable, you got to find someone who in their nature will provide those things. You need more contact than flat, bland text messages. You need more contact than that. And if he won't give it to you now, he won't give it to you in a relationship. You'll be one of those women who don't know where their man is because he's non-communicative. Um, Many Christian women listen to you as well. You can be spiritual without being religious. You are a man of the right integrity and character. God can show you that. Absolutely. I'm a man of God. And so I believe that too. And I appreciate you saying that, Cindy D. Um, let me see. Somebody said, Kev, that's actually a bargain. It just disappeared. Uh, um, Somebody said Kev is actually a bargain compared to a lot of so-called dating coaches. Yeah, you won't find a 3-month program price like that with unlimited. Like people literally text me. They've been texting me while I'm on here. People texting me. Like I don't take too many clients on, so in my 3-month program, I do have time and space to just speak to people as I sit in Target's parking lot and wait for my wife to shop, or randomly people text me like they text their brothers, sisters, cousins, and we just talk, and that seems to help people a lot because I'm an outlet that doesn't necessarily restrict them in the same ways that other people might. So yeah, I think my 3-month program is priced extremely fairly because I'm not out to get rich off of it. I'm just trying to help people and make sure that my wife is compensated well for the time she has to give away, because all this time is just my wife's and my family's time. If my wife doesn't give me time to do this, talk to y'all, then I can't talk to y'all. If she doesn't watch my sons and hold down the fort and get them to bed, I can't talk to y'all. Right. So everything that I do, and the awareness that my wife has to sacrifice something. So with that said, one more question, and then I have to go. I had to actually get back to my wife and try to highlight. Oh, Alexandria's Aura gave me a 199 super chat, and it's she's hitting the rock. Oh wow, people don't hit the rock anymore. I love that. I was really sad when I realized people didn't hit the rock anymore. It kind of dated me. I thought I was younger than that. Anyway, Kev, you can lose the answer. Can you lose my can you loose answer my question? I super chatted it. I want to say if she can you Alexandra. Thank you so much for the she hit the rock again. Love and respect. Hold on, wait. This girl said she said, can you at least answer my question? I super chatted it. Hold on. I'm trying to find it. Do me a favor. If you super chatted your put 3 emojis and copy and paste the question again. 3 emojis, copy and paste your question again. I can't find it in the thing. But if you super chatted your question, I want to answer your question before I get off of here. But you have to put 3 emojis and copy and paste the question again. Or just 3 emojis and answer the question. It doesn't have to be a super chat, but you have to make yourself know. I'm waiting for this person to send their question again. In the meantime, while I wait, she said, Moji said, I thought I did. Can somebody copy and paste Moji's question? If y'all can find Moji's question, put Moji, copy and paste it, draw some attention to it in the comment section. And while I wait for the Moji question from whoever can find it in the comment section, say Moji said, copy and paste it. So in the meantime, I'll answer this question before somebody finds me Moji's question. Anybody in the comment section, just copy and paste her question and send it. Says she asked this. But Clouds at Play, I don't know why it's not showing. Said if a guy likes what you do sexually and has good conversations, then second time of sex he states there is something weird about yourself, but says don't remember. You might want to rephrase that. Clouds at play. Might have to bring it to the next live if Moji's question is finally down there. I don't understand that question. Mo, love. Okay, Moji. I see $4.99, but I don't see a question. I just see the super chat. You don't have to super chat to like you don't have to super chat it to get an answer. I just want to get the question so I can answer it. Let me see. Moji. I'm looking for your question, Moji. I'm all the way down at the bottom. I can't find your question, Moji. I got you super chatted me again, but I didn't get a question. Okay, I'm gonna answer another question. Just copy and just write the question in the comments, Moji, and I'll answer the question. Just write your question in the comments right now. I'll answer the question, but I'm gonna answer a question in the meantime. Crystal G said, advice on how to confront a guy with a screenshot about being active on a dating site. For me, I'm going to break up. Still need to have that convo. Well, if you're still active on a dating site, then you got what you need. You got the information you need. You don't have to worry about trying to figure out how to take it or not take it. 10:48. What is this? Wait, you said 10:48 p.m. I don't have timestamps. You might see timestamps, but as a creator, I don't see timestamps. Just copy, if you see it at 10:48, just copy and paste it at the bottom. I'm looking for one question, y'all. So that's why I'm not off yet, because I'm looking for Moji's question. She says she sent it at 10:48. I don't have it. I don't see it, but I'm sure one of y'all see it. If anybody see Moji's question, let me know, because I don't see Moji's question. Yeah, just ask the question. Just type it right in the comment section so I can ask the question. If not, I got to get up off of here. And like I said, I appreciate your super chats. And if you want to ask me personally, just put Moji, get on Instagram, write me at kevhick24, because I missed your question, and I'll answer you on Instagram. So Moji, write me on Instagram at kevhick24, because your question is not coming up. Anyway, I hate to leave you hanging, Moji. Love and respect, though. Write me on Instagram, or even write me in the comment section of this video, and I'll answer it. But I gotta go. Love and respect to y'all. I'll try to get on next week sometime. Follow me at kevhick24 on Instagram. If you are interested in my 3-month program, send me fire emojis on Instagram, and I will give you all the information you need. But that's pretty much it. $1,500, 3 months, unlimited texting, unlimited voice notes, 6 calls to use at your leisure. Mentorship, whatever you want to do with it, you can do with it. I appreciate y'all. Love and respect. I'll get with y'all later. Let me see if I can get off here the first time.